Tell me how important is the structural audit, right? You've spoken about that when you were defining each step, right? Step by step. Say the society, when you declare as a C1 structure, as a dilapidated structure, but say the society, irrespective of the structural audit, wants to redevelop it anyways. It's not dilapidated. It's okay. We don't even need, perhaps we need minor repairs, right? But we just want a newer building, right? In that case, what does the society do and what is the process?
So, for housing society to decide that their project is eligible for redevelopment, there are some checks and balances that they need to perform. For a housing society, it is important that whether their structure is sustainable or weak, or we call it typically in our technical terms dilapidated, which means it's not safe to occupy.
Right.
So, for that understanding, they need to bring firstly a structural auditor. Society needs to conduct a meeting and they needs to come to a decision that look, the building's parts visibly are showing or cracks, or they are not safe enough to occupy. You hear certain times slabs are falling, you see pillars and beams are showing visible cracks. In these scenarios, society members should pass a resolution to have a structural auditor appointed. BMC empanel structural auditor strongly recommended. That structural auditor will perform checks, they will do the tests. These are equipment they are provided with to perform tests on the pillars, on the beams, on the walls, to understand whether the structure is safe enough to just repair or it requires a demolition and reconstruction. If the structure auditor's report recommends that the building structure is beyond repairs, then the society member need to do next step, that is to decide that this building should go for redevelopment. For that, they need to take members vote in general body meeting. 51% members who are attending the meeting with majority should say, 51% majority should go for a positive vote that yes, the time has arisen and we are left with no choice. Repairs are not possible and feasible for many reasons that structural auditor report would recommend, and for that purpose we will start the process of redevelopment. If the building is under 30 years time, or a building is sustainable in nature, not declared as a dangerous dilapidated structure by any reports or any structural auditor's report, then the society members have to be 100% on board.
100%.
Yes, that means it's 100% consent that is required.
So even one person can stall it.
Absolutely. If the structure is not beyond 30 years and it is fit structure which can be taken care with minor repairs, he can install it. And we have seen enough examples also in High Court where people have decided to go for redevelopment, and with the proper correct reports which are suggesting that it is very much good structure to continue to use, and it is a structure which can be managed with some minor repairs, doesn't pose any threat to anybody's life or kind of causes any danger. For those things, some members will become a spoke in the wheel for larger members' interest. And you need to understand why they are doing that. Because these sub members may have invested 20-30 lakhs in renovations recently.
Fair enough.
These people may be having some senior citizens in their family and they don't know at that age of their life, stage and age of their senior members, family members' life, they want to make them relocate into some different place.
No, it is absolutely the right
Yes.
to reject. I mean,
Yes, the reasoning is also important. How do you get them on board? If majority still wants to go for redevelopment, what is the provision that you are making for them? I'm not talking only from the money point of view. I also strongly recommend societies to get together to understand those who are objecting. What is the fundamental reason to object? Are they only talking technical, but are they also having some internal challenge that is causing them to take advantage of this technical thing?
right.
Because if at all everyone agrees to it, then benefit will also be passed to everyone. Is this benefit a lesser benefit compared to staying in the property for them?
Absolutely.
That assessment can also make societies understand how to deal with this minority who is objecting in a safe and strong structure pertaining proposed redevelopment scenario.
Now let's assume the building is more than 30 years old. More than 30, but not dilapidated. Right? In fact, it doesn't even need minor repairs. Right? In that case, can one society member stall the entire redevelopment project?
He can put good questions. He can put good alternatives. But after 30 years, majority can rule. 51% can decide that this is a good time for us to go about taking the newer rules pertaining FSI benefit, development potential benefit schemes that are available, and that will be in the interest of all the occupants who are occupying the premises to go about. I strongly feel in this scenarios, very few building will be strong and stable for next 20-30 years. You might be looking at a period of 5-10 years, but technically the civil structures that are built in last 50 years, they're having life up to 40 or 50 years only. And if that too not maintained properly, then you're talking about scenario which can expose certain unwanted situations or bring some tragic situations or scenarios or mishaps that only people will realize after experiencing it. So if it's
So
beyond
the
30,
minority in such a case, either the free feel to they can sell their flat and move out, or they have to then just go with what
selling
the
of apartment before signing redevelopment at any point in time, they can
they
go
can
about
have to,
doing it
yeah.
before consent affidavits that society members give in favor of developers. And we see
Or
many
then
times
they go ahead with the redevelopment.
redevelopment
But they
project.
can stall it, you feel, for a certain time at least.
For
Beyond
certain
30 years, not dilapidated.
beyond 30 years, not dilapidated. Objection wise, we have seen many objection, but stalling wise, majority rules the call, and majority will take it ahead accordingly.
Right. Lovely. Thank you so much for everything you're doing, and I had a great time.
Thank you, Wang, for this great opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.